Ahoy everyone, and welcome back to San Andres, Colombia, our favorite home away from home while under quarantine. Yes, this is one of my real-time captain's updates for Sunday, May 10th, 2020. Now I know you guys are all fascinated with the whole Trimaran story and the history of what happened there, and while I can tell you, I have been doing some more research, so I'll have an update again for you soon, including an interview with one of the original designers of Angel B. I've also had a one-on-one conversation with the owner that abandoned her at sea, but more on that later. Today, I just wanted to say hi and lighten things up a little bit, cause hey, life on a sailboat under quarantine in Colombia can be a little bit interesting sometimes. So, welcome aboard. What?
The man of the metal can made the pieces.
Okay, good. Cool. And P.S. Happy Mother's Day to all those special ladies out there. You know who you are.
All right.
Is better down in my ear or?
Down.
Oh,
Darling.
Thank you so much.
And this, my friends, after a beautiful lunch, fresh snapper with tomato sauce, fresh homemade tomato sauce no less, capers, and avocado, and olives. Topped off with a little bit of our homemade basil as well. Homegrown basil, sorry. It was awesome. So in my land, I remember we always called this an aperitif, which is just a nice little sip of something after lunch. But I've just been informed in Italy, aperitif is before lunch. After lunch is digestive or digestive.
Yeah, digestive.
Digestive. So that's what we're having today, a little digestive with our favorite Drambuie. Oh, and in the new glasses, you guys gotta see these things. These are awesome. The little skull glass within a glass. They're just little shot glasses, but yeah, lots of fun.
Cheers and drink.
And thank you very much for dinner.
Oh, you're welcome.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Can't wait to see what dinner is. Oh, that's good.
Delicious. Thank you, Rick. This is very news.
And we just got these a little while ago. Really enjoy these. They're a lot of fun. So I'm going to put a link to these in the description below for those of you that might want to check them out. But also keep an eye out, because somewhere in the rest of this video you're going to see a scene that's going to pop up, and it's going to be an archive scene from a previous video, and there'll be a little heart that shows up, boom, right over here somewhere. And the first one of you that actually identifies the SSL episode that the scene will have come from, we're going to send a couple of these to you on us. So cheers everybody.
Cheers.
Salud.
Ciao guys.
All right, on with the show.
Bueno, usted, gracias. Wow.
That's a big fish.
Good, big fish. Rest Napa.
Gracias, amigo.
Bueno.
Muy bueno.
Muchas gracias, caballero.
Eso coge más físico, más fuerza.
Big one?
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow.
He's already getting stiff though, so we got to get him in the freezer.
He's amazing. It's so big. It's good.
That's what she said. Yeah, I wish I could say we caught this bad boy, but we're still under quarantine and they're still restricting any kind of excursions like this, except for some of the locals. Now that they're trying to restart the local economy, they're letting some of the local fishermen with commercial licenses go out to catch fish. So of course, while we can't go out ourselves, we do what we can to support the locals. It has done wonders for us though, because if there's one thing I can tell you is that we have been eating very well. And yes, we are very happy for that. Welcome aboard, everybody, and happy weekend. And yeah, as we approach the middle section of May, things are just starting to loosen up in here in Colombia. So we've been enjoying a few freedoms lately, and we are just on board here. Somehow Sophisticated Lady got overtaken with ladies. I don't know if you see what's going on here, but we've got Maddie and a bunch of friends here, and everybody is making... What did you do?
Maduro.
Maduro.
You've been breaking out that first aid kit a lot lately.
Maduro. English Maduro.
Maduro is...
Oh boy. Take 2. Okay, don't touch anything sharp this time.
Okay, Capitan.
As I was saying, we've got all the ladies on board. Sophisticated Lady's been taken over by all the ladies today, and Maddie's been giving some lessons in making sushi, so that's fun. But we're getting ready to have a big sushi lunch. So we've got quite an international crew on board today. We've got obviously Madalena from Italy. We have, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Camila and Cali, Colombia. Diana from Medellin, Colombia. And
Alexandra, Ukrainian.
Alexandra, wow, I was going to say something else. Ah, that's right. Sasha is the short form of Alexandra. Okay. From Ukraine. So very cool. We have some lovely ladies on board today, and everybody is learning how to make sushi. So if you look outside, you see that the ladies have got a very nice table made up for sushi. Yep. So as I said, things are starting to loosen up a little bit around San Andres. I believe in mainland they're starting to loosen things up as well. They're going to start letting some businesses go back to work and everything starting this coming week. And should be the same thing here. They're actually letting some people out and wander around, but they're doing it today as an experiment. Then everybody goes home, shuts down for the weekend, nobody's allowed to move, and then we see how things go early next week. So that's today's plan. So we figured we'd spend the day making sushi.
Make a space. Chica?
Hola, chicas.
Hola.
Big towel noise.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I want to take a
Buen
Salud.
provecho.
buen provecho.
Salud.
Buen provecho.
Thank you
Hey,
for
welcome.
having us.
Por mis días de
Señoritas.
También como
cuarentena.
amigas.
Muchas gracias.
Salud, salud.
Salud.
Señoritas. Bon appetit.
Gracias. Rick,
You are so lucky today. 4 women.
Budmo.
Rick bendito entre tantas mujeres.
I think a lot of you guys have noticed that we've been having some issues lately with sound quality, and that's certainly not for lack of good microphones or good dead cat wind suppressors. We've got really good ones of both. But you got to keep in mind, I live in very, very windy areas, and I love to film outside, especially on the boat. The biggest problem is not so much when the microphone is facing into the wind, but when the microphone has the wind coming from behind the microphone, because then the wind just slips right in beside the dead cat. I'm going to walk outside just to show you, and this, you probably noticed a difference in the sound quality right away. And that's still with the dead cat on, but the problem is that the wind just sneaks right in the back of the dead cat and just starts making wind resonant sounds with the microphone. I've got a very high quality dead cat wind suppressor on the microphone, but if I take it off, you'll notice even a bigger difference. So that's the dead cat that we're using right now. Not sure if you can still hear me or not, but... So I made this guy, and it seems to have helped solve the problem. It's just a little piece of plastic from the bottom of a bottle, cut out and modified to fit on the bottom. and it deflects all the wind from behind the microphone so that it takes it out and over top of the dead cat instead of letting the wind come underneath the dead cat and creating all that static we've had such a problem with. I just found myself basically a bell-shaped water bottle, cut the bottom off it, hollowed it out a little bit, cut a little recess in there so I can still get in at the power switch, and so far it does the trick. What do you think? Now, not only that, with the other half of the bottle, we decided to try a new experiment with some of our gardening. You can see we still got lots of our gardening experiments going on around the boat, and we're trying to make use of as much of the wasted plastic as possible so we don't end up just throwing it away. But these can make great inverted plant holders that we can suspend from the ceiling and don't have to worry about anything falling anywhere. They'll always just be pivoting on a hook. Now for this one, it's just an experiment, so we're going to test it out. Ultimately, if it works, we're going to get some wooden dowelling to run and string about 4 or 5 of these all together and suspend them between 2 of the stainless steel rods in the ceiling. But for now, we're just going to use this little piece of copper wire we got rigged up. And I think a good place will be right here for this time. Just run it through there. And through the holes. And set it right about there. Alright, so not perfect, not pretty, but for now it's functional. We'll keep an eye on it. It's got room to swing around. It's on the outside here where it'll catch a bit of sun every day as the sun goes over that side of the boat. And we'll see how it does. And of course, most mornings on Sophisticated Lady, you'll typically find Maddie and at least one friend or neighbor up on the bow doing their morning yoga before it gets too hot. Of course, since they started doing this, we have a lot more local fishing boats going very slowly across the bow. Funny how that happens. How was the workout?
Oh, we made some gym yoga.
Yeah, is it good?
Exercise. Yeah, it's so hot. I think so we burn more calorie than they make this in the afternoon, in the sunset time.
Did I mention how lucky we are to be anchored here in beautifully clear water where we can actually swim off the back of the boat anytime we want? But still, sometimes we can't resist the urge to take off in the dinghy and go out for a swim on this beautiful reef we call our backyard. Oh, yeah, she come up behind you. Oh, and there goes the sun, gone. Go on, Maddie, dive, dive, dive. See that bum hit the surface.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Enrique. Have a nice time.
You're welcome.
Are you leaving?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Sound like you're saying goodbye.
Bye-bye. I am back.
Oh! All right.
Oh boy, you are so soft. Okay.
There we go. Okay. Everybody's back aboard. Time to go.
Esta y este ayudan.
Yeah, mucho.
Yep, time to go and get ready for our bi-weekly shopping event, which lately has become quite an adventure in itself. Testing, testing. You know, just to put this into perspective for you, if I had showed up downtown Columbia dressed like this 2 months ago, I'd have been shot on sight, no questions asked. That's a lot of change in just 2 months. And speaking of change, it's very unusual to see so many people, so many motorcycles, cars, everything on the streets all of a sudden today. It's almost like things are back to normal compared to what I showed you just a couple weeks ago when it was like a ghost town. Even down at the beach, which is normally flooded with literally thousands and thousands of tourists every single day, it's just completely deserted and the birds are at a loss. They're just used to having tons of humans around dropping food on the ground and they swoop in and that's lunch.
Now the city is all for us.
Even the crows are like, hey, where's our lunch? Now for weeks on end, there's been no lunch. The funny thing is, the wild cats are catching on to this. Obviously, some concerned individuals have been stopping by and dropping some food on the ground for them, but even the cats have figured out, hey, we're not going to eat that food, we're going to use it as bait. They're actually learning how to fish for birds. Unfortunately, they're not very good at it yet, but I'll bet necessity will change that real fast. Back in our modern day today, it feels like we've time warped into an episode of Quantum Leap. Everybody driving around on their motorcycles wearing face masks.
Pretty funny actually, everybody wearing masks.
To see so many people walking and riding around now is almost like culture shock. Well, this is just a little video for our good buddy Jeremy, because we told him that Monday is the only day we can go shopping for beer because everything is locked down here, so they're not selling stuff anywhere. But we found one guy in a back alley that sells beer only on Mondays between 9 and 12. So today is Monday, so of course it's our beer day. So Jeremy sent us a donation to SSL and said, guys, here, go get some beer. So thank you, Jeremy. We did. I thought you might like to see just what we got. So, we got beer. Oh. And beer. Oh. Okay. And wine. Yeah, we were lucky. We haven't been able to find wine or liquor or anything. Of course, you know I love Bailey's. That's my Sunday treat. So we got another bottle of Bailey's also. And wine. But that's not all. We weren't done. I mean, we had lots to buy. So we got Drambuie. Chips for the captain. I love my little treats once in a while. Oh, chocolate. I don't know if you guys know, but I just love dark chocolate with a glass of wine at night. My favorite. More snacks. Tons and tons of quinoa. We love that stuff. And it's much more efficient to cook than rice. And much more nutritious. It's a pure protein. We picked up some grocery supplies. More quinoa, and in very good vacuum packs, which is important. The vacuum packs means the bugs can't grow inside, so always look for that when you're shopping for stuff you're going to keep long term. More beer. Oh boy. More speaking about all this beer reminded me of this scene, and this is the one you've been waiting for. So the first one that leaves a link to the SSL episode with the timestamp of this scene is going to receive our new pirate glasses. Good luck, and on we go. So now my only question is, what the hell are we gonna do with all this beer? More beer. What else? More quinoa. That's it for that one. That's not all. Oh. More wine. Can you believe it, Jeremy? We got all this with what you sent. And not only that, we got $15 left over. It was 185 US, so we still got enough for another case and a half of beer. We got 4 cases of beer, 12 bottles of wine, all kinds of nice wines, all South American, very inexpensive, and very nice wine, and another bottle of Drambuie. This, it was Rick Boyd. Rick, you're evil. You and Lisa brought down a bottle of this last time and got us hooked. We enjoyed it as our little aperitif, and you know, sometimes after lunch in the cockpit. It's beautiful. So we finally found a place, you know, that was open and would sell us a few things, so we stocked up. So 2 bottles of Drambuie, 2 bottles of Drambuie, a bottle of Bailey's, 12 bottles of wine, 4 cases of beer, groceries, and another probably week's supply or 2 weeks of cacao. Thank you, Jeremy. Can't tell you thanks enough for all that. And nice cold one. This one's for you, boss. Club Colombia. Oh, so much better. Thanks, buddy. But yeah, just to recap, I mean, in Colombia we're still on lockdown here. So quarantine means they've blocked sale of all alcohol or anything like that. That's why today's mission was just about getting a few things that we want to keep, and this will last us a long time. But we've been running on reserves because we haven't been able to buy it for several weeks. So nice to find a place that, you know, kind of let it slide. They just said, here, they made us take boxes and cover everything. You gotta hide it, because if the cops see you, they're gonna ask you, where'd you get that? But we managed to get away, so. Nobody got busted, nobody went to jail, nothing bad happened, and we got stock of Club Colombia thanks to our buddy Jeremy. Cheers, bro! Yum. What do we got going on, ladies?
Parmigiana.
Uh-huh.
Berenjena a la parmesana.
Okay, is eggplant in a Parmesan recipe. And this time we try to finish to cook in a barbecue. It's like an oven.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, we try.
Hola, Titi.
El agua.
Whoa,
La
pretty
punta de
girl.
agua.
It's dinner time.
¿Por qué está funcionando constantemente?
No, esto es el generador del...
Wow. What do we have, ladies?
Oh, we have a Parmigiana Captain Disney for dinner.
Uh-huh. It smells amazing.